Uh, wow, I forgot I literally just let this go. So yeah, we kind of ran down route. I want to say this is like 211. I forget exactly 212. Uh, but yeah, just kind of ran down this route, tried to get to the next city. After beating what's her name, Maylene, I think is her name. Pretty sure it's Maylene.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Somebody with more Pokemon lore knowledge can correct me in the comments. The fighting gym leader is they're more commonly called in my household. Then we got to route whatever the hell this one is. I want to say 13, but I'm probably wrong. Could be 14, whatever it is. Looking for our new Pokemon encounter. Got a Wingull. I said got a Wingull. We got a Wingull. There it is. then we checked out what was available on this particular day at the Great Marsh. Just seeing what was
going on.
We
were hoping for Tangela to fill sort of the grass void in our team.
Among the other voids, but yes.
Yep.
And then, after... Oh, shit, I forgot we had a huge conversation.
I don't know why you didn't speed this up. But
I did speed it up. It says that's how long we were discussing. So let me get into the actual marsh here. We're ready to finally catch we're hoping Tangela, but we end up getting Wooper, or, if you'll watch the bottom screen for a second, we don't get a Great Marsh encounter at all. Though we make up for it with a Quagsire right afterwards, and we end up deciding to go Jolteon with our EV because we need some desperate electric coverage for the upcoming water gym, and we figured it's probably better to just go with Jolteon in this case. Then we remembered we had to go back and actually help Dawn, who apparently asked for our help, and we said no. But apparently you're not allowed to say no, so we had to go all the way back to help her.
Yes. I believe I've made this joke once before, but the world's longest mugging.
Yeah. Luckily, this is a pretty simple fight, all things considered. Except for Dawn
did get a little low there.
Yeah, Dawn trying really hard to have the Kadabra help for reasons on the dark type there. For some reason, the Stunky didn't want it dead. Then we finally fly back here, and Koryth struggles to understand the water puzzle. Eventually, he kind of figures it out, how the water level, rises, and you have to use the different planks. There's a hell of a lot of required encounters, though, in this gym, I'm noticing as we're just kind of fast-forwarding through this. Alright, so we go through the whole Meryl stage there.
Yep. Me trying to figure out what I am even doing.
It's good times. Good times. Alright, so then we finally actually make it to the gym leader. Just gotta pump up the team, get them all to 37 to the level cap. I like how he learns Helping Hand at like 36. That's such a ridiculously high level to learn such a useless fucking move. Throw that one calcium we found on Jolteon for good measure. It doesn't need it for what it's going to do, but we did it anyways.
Yep.
Nice. This is a pretty simple gym, thankfully. Like, I don't mean to say that Crasher Wake's like an easy, like a just gimme gym. It's not like the easiest gym, but it's definitely not a hard gym. The Gyarados into Quagsire like that is probably pretty common for most people, and that's definitely got a little bit of some problem to it, if only because, typically you're running an electric type to deal with Gyarados, and then you can't use your electric type against Quagsire. But this isn't like a stupidly hard gym. It's not a gimme either, but it's...
Yeah, and I think this pause was just trying to figure out, A, what I wanted to switch to, B, what move it was going to probably use.
Well, this was, I think a lot of this was you. I was trying to stay hands-off again, and you kept asking, like, well, how do the EVs work? I'm like, it's a 115 base, so it's probably got speed spec, which means there's nothing you can do that's faster than this thing right now. And you were trying to find a way to...
just using you to do math.
Yeah,
Because I know you know all of the ratios off of the top of your head, or most of them at least.
So we kind of crunched the numbers on like what this thing's speed was, assuming its EVs and IVs and all that were maxed. And like I even told them before I even do the math, I'm like, this thing's faster than you. Period. It's a 115 base before all this stuff. Like if they spec'd it for speed, you are not going to be faster because you only have a Crobat's the only thing in your party that if it were spec'd for speed would be faster than it. Well, that and Jolteon, I guess, but. And then this was you asking more about math calculations, because again, I was trying to. I did a pretty good job, I think. Maybe not perfect, but I did a pretty good job saying hands off and letting you fight this gym on your own.
Yeah. Again, because I know you have the numbers, because you generally pull up the gym info and then just share it with me, so it's easier to just ask you, like, what is its stats? Yeah. And then I can go and look at the summary of my own stats.
Yeah. And then Wake just gave us that fight by going for a brine at full HP. Like, okay, I guess. Oh, and then I had to leave this thing, so it was too funny. As Koryth just has to take the long way out of the gym, and that's the end of it. I left this a little bit at the end here because we usually just get to a point where it's a pause screen, so this let us kind of wrap up our final thoughts without having a pause screen right away. So it's just
yep.
Yeah, that was just that, and then next time is Lake Valor and the Steel Gym.